Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful hot one out here in the Pacific Northwest, and today we are going to be talking about Platypaw's summer vacation event. We're going to be talking about Field Boss Season 2. We're also going to be talking about the double drop rate event that's coming, and we're going to talk about the new survey results that were just released. So let's go ahead and dig in. So first things first, we do have the Platypaw's summer vacation event that was announced. This was kind of snuck in there along with the double drop rate and along with the Field Boss Season 2 stuff. It was just kind of snuck into the news while other things were coming out. So this event is basically going to be your standard, I would say your standard event that we're all kind of used to. It's going to have a kingdom check-in, play familiar adventure, power-up dungeons, dual yard, purchase item from a shop. It's going to get you a lot of sparkling hearts, found territe, auras. These are all the things to work on your heart star boards. It does make me wonder if we are going to get the 4th heart star as well, since we are getting an event that is related to the sparkling hearts, because on Korea they do have multiple heart stars that have been released, so it's possible we'll be getting the next heart star as well. We're going to be getting a Field Boss Season 2 surprise mission. Now, for those that don't know, Field Boss Season 1 is coming to an end, and that does mean we're likely going to get a new check-in pass in terms of like a Field Boss Season 2 pass. We're going to be getting a quest to get a purified essence from clearing Field Boss. I don't know if they're going to release the Season 2 Field Boss changes right away or if there's going to be a delay. It seems like this week might be like an interim event, and then the big update into like episode 2 may be coming the following week. It's going to be a little bit confusing because we don't really know what necessarily is going to be coming out this week. So I do know that the Field Boss Season 2 does end like at the beginning of this week. So it would make sense to me that Field Boss Season 2 came out. A lot of people have been wondering what Field Boss Season 2 is, and if you actually look in the menus, it does describe that at the end of the season, the Field Bosses do get buffed. So they do become more difficult and they do become more survivable. Now, whether or not that's going to be significantly more survivable or not, I think is up for debate. But that is something to keep in mind, is you are going to be able to kill field bosses even more, which is going to be very exciting. We also have the bonus time event. So this is probably what everybody is super excited for. So it's going to give 2 buffs to you in chaos fields and normal fields every day during the event period. Now, the event period isn't described here. I would imagine it's either going to be a week or 2 weeks long, but it's going to give increased drop rate of soul stones and specialties by 100%. Then it's going to increase drop rate of prizes and gold by 100%. Now, one thing to keep in mind here, I think a lot of people are going to misinterpret this and misunderstand this. This is not a double drop event in the terms of if you use your green potion or if you use your soulstone potion, you're not going to get, you know, all of a sudden double drops from that in addition to this. All this is doing is adding plus 100% to your drop rate, right? So when you use a green potion, when you use a you know, soulstone potion, God, I can't even remember what they're called right now, or an aroma, you add plus 700% to your drop rate, right? So this is just going to flat add plus 100% to your standard drop rate. So it is going to be really good, and technically it is a double drop event, but I think a lot of people are going to expect it to be double drop for when you have aroma active or when you have green pot active, when really it's only going to be like a 1/7 increase in drop rate permanently throughout the course of using those potions. So just something to think about. I think a lot of people, since this is our first time doing this, may not understand how this fully works. Now, we did get the July survey update as well. And actually, there was some really surprising information in here. I was definitely taken back. So the first question was, how satisfied are you with the July updates? And most people said satisfied. I was surprised. I said so-so because I thought there was a lot of content people couldn't access without paying. So it really surprised me that 48% said satisfied. When it came to What about the July events did you like the most? Almost everybody said the new events, which made sense to me. Mount decorations also made sense to me. The new episode made sense to me. Interesting that new costumes and mounts even got 5% and new familiars got 17%. I would have thought that the pay-to-win aspects of the event would have scored lower. And I'm surprised that it actually got 5.1% as is right now. What did people dislike the most? I am glad that people said costumes and mounts, just because they're paid to kind of access. I'm also surprised people said mount decorations here, because mount decorations, I think the reason this is so high is because they are pay to access essentially, or pay to get ahead, and they do add quite a large amount of CP. So it is a little like surprising, but also not surprising to me, because it's also going to be one of the best sources of CP for a lot of players in the long run. So I could see like temporary frustration with this. I just think it's interesting that it was the second highest. I would have liked to, I mean, I personally liked it, but of course I'm a whale. So what can I say? That's probably the problem. That's probably the problem. How satisfied are you with the Ancient Genie episode? I think I put so-so on this as well. I actually can't remember. A lot of people said satisfied. Again, I remember the pay-to-win aspect of this is what frustrated me, or pay to kind of excel or exceed. I still think that my opinion is not fully solidified yet, because I think it's going to depend on how the challenge event ends. I think the challenge event is very, you know, potentially if you are a Kraken or a Leviathan on your server and you are able to break into multiple top 10 positions, I think that is a huge oversight and a huge problem. And so I'm hoping this gets addressed really quickly, and I hope it kind of like they acknowledge that this might be an issue. We're gonna have to wait and see for right now. What about the episode do you like the most? People said the event contents and the new dungeons. I agree. Surprised, 13% said the costumes. I like that 15% of the people said the story. I haven't been following the story at all in Ni No Kuni, and I'm just surprised. I'm surprised a lot of people like this story. This really interested me, is that so many people liked the new bound territe system, because all they literally did was make territe bound and unbound. They didn't add an increased drop rate anywhere for it. They gave you a potion, but they didn't add specifically a bound territe event like they said they would. So it's interesting to me that people were so happy with it. I do think they deserve credit for implementing it and thinking about it. But I do wonder if they're actually going to change anything now, because so many people have said they're satisfied with literally no change at all, except changing it to bound and unbound. Like, it's interesting to me, the perception of territe, right? The perception that they're doing something when really they didn't even do much, has changed this much, because all they did was implement bound and unbound. Like, they literally didn't add more sources of territe. They did add a territe potion or a territe aroma that you can utilize for like a free for a week. But it's really interesting to me. And while I do have hopes that the territe system is going to get better, I am kind of like, wow, like they successfully completely changed the results of their surveys by literally just making bound and unbound. So really interesting. I'm sure you guys want to talk about that down below in the comments. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are hyped for double drops like I am, and I will catch you guys next time.